and is a four-way with the winner receiving a title shot of their choice tonight.
Because every day before practice we go to Wendy's, and every day he goes, I would like a home-style chicken sandwich made plain every time. You like that in the combo? Every single day.
Introducing first, from Orange County, California, weighing at 200 pounds, Super Dragon!
Super Dragon making his return to CZW for the first time since Best of the Best 2002, and he could walk out of here tonight with a title around his waist if he wins this matchup because it's winner's choice. He's back! If I have like a mirror so I can see how stupid I look. What's going on there? He's going after the fans! No problem, bro. Hey, did you come to him or you're going to? Super Dragon, a dominant player on the West Coast, back in Combat Zone Wrestling. Listen to the crowd! No problem, man. I'm just looking out for you, and I think you'll get more. What is this, the Face No More hour?
And making his way to the ring area from San Fernando, California, weighing at 183 pounds, Excalibur!
Excalibur making his return here to Combat Zone Wrestling himself. Somebody is for the first time since the trifecta of a few months ago where he was unsuccessful.
Baby and sure is cute.
He was a competitor in the Extreme Strong Style Tournament. He was a competitor in the trifecta. Wait a minute.
Now you know, the last time I was here in CZW, I asked for a match with Bill Goldberg. And I got no such match. Thank you. However, CZW told me I set my sights a little high. So to rein it in a little bit, I would like CZW to give me a match with one of the Road Warriors, preferably Road Warrior Hawk.
Oh, that's not right. Oh, that's not right. That's not right.
Dead? It appears Road Warrior Hawk is dead. Dead scared of me.
That's not right. This place is about to explode. If you thought it got loud for Super Dragon, what do you see? What happens when the fans' choice for Best of the Best 2004 comes out?
From Morgan Hill, California, weighing at 170 pounds, Bobby Quance!
Bobby Quance, who went to the semifinals of the Best of the Best 2004 just a couple of months ago. I'll tell you what, he was the fans' choice for Best of the Best. The fans' choice for Best of the Best. And that means a lot because these people, they don't like anything.
And finally, from San Diego, California, weighing at 200 pounds, the new Age Punisher, B-Boy!
And B-Boy returns to Combat Zone Wrestling. The only regular, if you want to call him that, in the match. B-Boy, who started out his career wrestling with all three of these guys out in California. The West Coast is where B-Boy comes from, and it looks like his past may have come back to haunt him. Wait a minute. I thought this was a four-way match. That's Chris Hero's music. He's got a microphone, that son of a bitch. Tell me it ain't so. Tell me it ain't so. No, you got a microphone on. What's with the microphone? What are you doing here with the microphone on? What is this all about? What, did you win some contest? Did you bid for this on eBay? The Iron Man champion, Chris Hero.
And here I am, Eric Gargiulo.
And Chris Hero, I would say it was a pleasure if I expected you, but you're the last person I expected out here.
I'll tell you what, the winner of this match is going to challenge somebody for a title in CZW.
Right.
And you know what? Everybody's gunning for Chris Hero. So, you know, I'm out here doing a little scouting.
Yeah, wait a minute. You're telling me that you're putting yourself ahead of the World Heavyweight Champion?
Oh, come on.
Ahead of the World Junior Heavyweight Champion?
Who is the world champion?
That's a good question. The Messiah, of course you know who the World Heavyweight Champion is.
The Messiah is pretty good.
Yes?
No one compares to Chris Hero, Eric G.
You think that you are above that? You think you're above the tag team champions? Well, you might be. You think you're above the junior heavyweight champion, Sanjay Dutt? How do you know that Excalibur wouldn't want to wrestle Sanjay Dutt?
Without question, everybody is gunning for Chris Hero. I tell you what, look at these guys. Look, what's he trying to do there?
I believe. Well, you should know. You're the wrestler sitting here.
Looked like he was trying to lock on a cravat, but I don't think he knows quite the technique.
Well, the 475 techniques that you know how to apply the cravat with.
518.
Oh, it's been up. It's been raised.
Absolutely.
And Bobby Quance has to be the fan favorite in this matchup because he came in at best of the best. He was the best of the best fans' choice. The fans voted him best of the best.
I don't know about that. He's all right. All these guys have, you know, at least a level of moderate talent. But none of these guys is to the level of Chris Hero.
Oh, because what? They've never been in Luxembourg with St. Charles Peter III?
No, they have not. Good observation, Eric.
Thank you.
I'll give you credit on that one.
Thank you. And Bobby Quance now, what I would like to know from a wrestler's point of view is in these four-way matches, why would you even want to tag out? Because it's not an elimination match. If you're out on the apron, you have less of a chance of winning the match if you're not inside the ring. Why would anybody want to tag out?
Because they're idiots.
Okay. Well, that explains it. Like, now, what would I do without you here? That's more insight than I get from John House in 3.5 hours.
Hey, don't say anything about John House. John House is a saint.
A saint?
He is a saint, okay?
A saint? Have you been drinking?
I don't drink.
I didn't think so. And now Excalibur trying to shake hands. Now, how hard is it to wrestle a masked wrestler because you can't see the emotion? And you being a submission specialist, when you like to apply the submission, you can see the agony in your opponent's face. I mean, you really can't see that if you're wrestling Super Dragon or Excalibur.
You know, I don't need to use my sight to see the agony. I can just tell. It's like a sixth sense. I know how much pain my opponent is in, and regardless of the look on their face, look at this. Look at this guy. What does he have on his mask? What is that, Eric?
That is Super Dragon right there. He's making his return here for the first time since Best of the Best 2002, where B-Boy eliminated Super Dragon in what some call the match of that year. I mean, it doesn't compare to you and B-Boy against the Hate Club at the Cage of Death, but some people called that the match of the year.
Hey, could be possible. You know, I've had several match of the year candidates this year, so I know what you're talking about.
And if you had a choice of an opponent in this matchup, who would it be?
I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully the ring just blows up and they all die.
Well, of course, Bryce Rest. Bitch-rated slaps out there. And this is real personal with these guys because these guys all came into the business together.
I'll tell you what. Take a look at Super Dragon. Look how smart he is. He took him down with a headlock takeover. B-Boy was trying to take advantage of him with the strikes. Super Dragon was just a little bit smarter. Took a page out of the Chris Hero book, if I will.
So would you say that Super Dragon was trying to get into his head, and by B-Boy going for those slaps, those strikes, he completely was caught off guard and had his defense down?
Absolutely.
And and a chin lock here. And again, it seems to me that he's wrestling a lot like Chris Hero, going to the submissions, going to wear a wrestler down. You're not what I would call, Chris, a quick finisher, and you like to wear your opponents down and let them suffer, and of course, show off, if you may, for the fans out there. And Super Dragon seems to be employing that same strategy.
I mean, why beat on a guy for 1 minute if you can beat on him for 10 straight minutes? That's what I always say, Eric.
Well, I can see that by the way you wrestle your matches. And Super Dragon now and B-Boy now, how difficult is it when you're wrestling against 3 guys or 2 guys or 1 guy or whatever, somebody that you broke into the business with that knows your strengths and weaknesses maybe more so than a common opponent would? Like you wrestled Alex Shelley earlier tonight, and you and Shelley go way back.
You might think that it would be more difficult, but actually it's a little bit easier because being in there with somebody you've been through thick and thin with, it just pushes you that much harder, and you're able to do things that you wouldn't even think possible. I tell you what, Super Dragon is by far the strongest competitor in this match.
He seems to be the biggest competitor in the match. He definitely seems to have the size advantage.
Tell you what, if there is anybody in this match that can go hold for hold, strike for strike with him, it is B-Boy.
Absolutely.
Oh, face lift, drop kick.
But the thing about B-Boy...
There you go, look at that, look at that. Did you see how suave?
That's a great counter. Just get up and move. It's better than those fancy schmancy counters that you have sometimes. All you got to do, Chris, is just get up and move out of the way. And the thing about B-Boy is, he's been such a successful wrestler in CZW, but in 2004, he has a 6-5-1 record. So he has really been kind of on the downside of his CZW career over the last couple of months. So I would have to say that he needs this match more so than anybody else in there.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
And there's another one of those great counters out of Super Dragon.
Super Dragon is not phased.
Not at all.
How many times do you think these guys have wrestled?
I would have to say 275 and a half times in a third.
Possibly. And look, Super Dragon, being the smarter competitor, he tags out.
Absolutely. And a quick Super Dragon fact, Chris, that you should know that when he was 8 years old, he dressed up as a gremlin for Halloween.
That is correct.
Yes, that's a quick Super Dragon fact.
Tell you what. And Bobby Quance is, looked like he's getting ready to pull off that Polish hammer later on tonight. What do you think about that?
Well, I got to tell you something. Bobby Quance would have to have the obvious momentum going into this matchup here, because last month he won a 3-way. He is the fans' choice for Best of the Best. Came up a little short at Best of the Best, but these fans here love him. Hurricane Rana.
There we go.
And the thing out of Bobby Quance, Chris, that you got to watch out for, yeah, he's got that shooting star press. Yeah, he's got those Hurricane Ranas, but it's that Polish hammer. That Polish hammer out of Bobby Quance.
He has the shooting star press as well.
Yes. But it's the Polish hammer that'll really knock your lights out. And what are your comments on Excalibur's open challenge to Road Warrior Hawk just minutes ago?
I don't know. I've been in the ring several times with Road Warrior Hawk, and
oh, not you too.
What are you talking about?
Okay, continue.
Yeah, he's a fine competitor, but I think Excalibur may have bitten off a little bit more than he could chew. Last time he was here, he challenged Goldberg.
Yes.
You saw what happened there. He ended up losing his match that night.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh. Oh, there he goes.
And B-Boy with that neck breaker there. Now, Chris, would you say that is more of a move to just stun your opponent or more of a move to actually follow through with a pin?
I guess it really depends on what part of the match you're in. If you're near the end of a match, that's definitely something you want to go for a pinfall with. Excalibur's first time in the match, am I correct? I
believe you are. And it is definitely the first time that Excalibur and Bobby Quance have gotten it on in the match. And Excalibur, we have normally seen him as a tournament wrestler here in CZW as part of the Extreme Strong Style tournament, losing to B-Boy in the first round. He was part of that trifecta elimination tournament with a spot to get into the Best of the Best, which was won by Nate Webb. But Excalibur, this, I would have to think, is maybe his first non-tournament match here in CZW.
Tell you what, you got Super Dragon, who is the strongest and smartest competitor of this match. You got Bobby Quance, who is the most subtle and most athletic. You got B-Boy, who's probably the toughest. And Excalibur, he's the lankiest member of this match, and he's also the best cook.
The best cook?
Absolutely.
What's his specialty?
Linguine.
Linguine. That's a fun Excalibur fact for our fans.
I'll have to ask him about it later on.
He doesn't talk to me.
Look at this.
Super Dragon now.
Look how smart he is.
Absolutely, and Super Dragon with that stat mare. And what's interesting about this matchup, a lot of times in CZW, we see a lot of the students and a lot of the newer wrestlers, they wrestle the 4- and 3-way matches. And you see them make the mistake of making friends and forming alliances in the match, where here you see 4 veterans, and notice how it's pretty much one for all for one.
What did I tell you earlier? They're all stupid.
You did tell me that. I have another fun Super Dragon fact for you, Chris, that his first memory as a child was of beating his pet cat with a red stick.
I ate a big red candle.
In Luxembourg?
No, in Zurich.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
There we go.
And Excalibur with those knife-edge chops there. And Excalibur, again, a lot like you, Chris Hero, in that he really doesn't seem too focused on finishing his opponent off. He just likes to wear them down and embarrass them.
Look at that.
What would you call that?
It's actually a variation of a submission that Mil Mascaras used to use. One of the Lucha Libre legends.
Yes, absolutely.
Bobby Quance getting to the rope.
And that is just absolutely brilliant. That's almost like a mixed martial arts move. A lot of those mixed martial artists, they like to lock their opponent up and then just nail them with elbows and kicks and knees.
Uh-oh.
And Bobby Quance fighting back with a couple of roundhouse kicks.
Oh!
I give him 2 points for that takedown.
There we go. Excalibur showing a little bit of brain in his own there.
Absolutely, and Excalibur tagging, or excuse me, Super Dragon tagging into B-Boy, and B-Boy really needs to finish this matchup, and you would have to say that it would almost be a little embarrassing for B-Boy to wind up losing this matchup because he is the regular CZW competitor out of the four. Now, what would you call this, Chris?
This is a ground octopus, kind of with a variation of the Koji lock.
And I would have to say that it's a risky move because, as we're seeing here, it could also be reversed on you very quickly. All it takes is 3 seconds in there.
Tell you what, if I had that hold on, there's no way he would get out of it.
Well, if you had that hold on him, you probably would have went into 3 or 4 cravats by now.
Absolutely. The cravat's where it's at, baby.
Yep.
There we go.
And Excalibur now with that elbow. And the interesting thing about this matchup here is they all seem to be employing the same strategy. It's almost like they're having fun out there, that they're really not out there to compete and to win the match. They're just having fun, trying to beat each other down, wear each other down, show their best moves off.
I sense the theme of the match already. It looks like all 3 men are taking turns beating on Bobby Quance. I mean, you said he is the favorite to win this match. So I'll tell you what, maybe they heard a little bit, maybe they took note, but it looks like all these guys are taking their turns busting his chops.
Well, Bobby Quance defeated Jay Lethal and Eric Canada last month here in Combat Zone Wrestling at Possession. So right now he is, as you would probably say, on a win streak, where again, B-Boy wound up losing last month to Alex Shelley, who in turn won the match and wound up wrestling Chris Hero. It's almost like the 9 degrees of Chris Hero.
B-Boy is a loser. You know, it's a straight up fact. Every time I've ever wrestled him, I've beat him.
Well, you have the honor of holding the only count-out match here in Combat Zone Wrestling history. You must be very proud of that.
That's right.
Respect, Chris, respect.
Here we go.
And Super Dragon now just kicking him. That's the thing, look at the mask. You can't see what the eyes are saying right now. You can't see if the eyes are showing hatred, if they're showing fun, if he's having a good time out there. I mean, the mask is just so critical to Super Dragon's arsenal.
It looks like with his outfit he has a little bit of padding as well. Maybe
No, he's just a little overweight.
Hey, I wasn't going to say that. Just saying, you know, maybe a reverse knife-edge chop won't take the same toll on Super Dragon as it would on B-Boy or Alex Shelley earlier in the night. I'm sure you heard some of those chops.
Yes, I did. And it was a very impressive win, I must say.
Achilles tendon hold applied.
And that's very crucial here because that could tear him up. And sometimes, of course, I say on commentary, that a lot of the wrestlers, when they're caught in a move like this, sometimes it's just better off tapping instead of risking your career. Because a move like that, an Achilles tendon move, that could end your career.
But I think you can tell by the expression with Bobby Quance that Super Dragon does not have the hold locked on. If he would have had it locked on, this match would be over right now.
So you're saying if you would have had the hold locked on, the match would have been over right now?
Absolutely. But you know what? I'd probably just put him in a cravat.
That is true. That is true. And Super Dragon right now, of course, you have to watch out if you're a Super Dragon opponent for those psycho drivers. He's got about as many versions of them as you do of the cravat.
No way. No way. Hearsay. Oh, goes to the knee.
And that was, again, another brilliant move out of Super Dragon.
I think Quance is a bit of a spark plug out there, firing back. Anytime somebody starts pounding him, he pounds right back.
Absolutely. He's very hot-tempered. It's that Polish temper, that Polish hammer you got to look out for.
That is true.
And those chops, you can see the sweat, the beads of sweat just pouring off of them. Dragon follows through with a big boot. Bobby Quance again with that elbow.
What are we going to see here?
I think you're going to see him mistime himself and find himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Super Dragon, so strategic to move out of the way.
You know, maybe if Super Dragon was a little bit better than I, maybe I'd admire him a little bit. But you know what? He's definitely the smartest competitor in this match.
He is very smart, very smart. And you see Bobby Quance, it looked like he kind of had that, like a half-and-half rolling German there. And again, a move that normally would be used to finish off your opponent just seems to be used to buy Bobby some time. And it makes
he finally tags out of the match. The two fresh men come in.
Absolutely, B-Boy, that's clubbing forearms. And the thing about B-Boy, Chris, and you know this as a frequent opponent.
Oh, no!
That facelift! The facelift! What does that feel like, Chris?
That's nothing.
Nothing?
No. He's never beat me with that.
Well,
and never beat me.
And the thing about it, Chris, and you have to comment on this, is that you really have to make sure where you are at all times when you're in there against B-Boy, because if you're on the ground, you're lethal for that Shining Wizard, excuse me!
Tope Con Excalibur!
And that was brilliant because Super Dragon had no clue.
I tell you this much, it was brilliantly ignorant. He landed on the guardrail like a doofus.
Oh, that's true.
What's the big loser gonna do now? He's gonna try some pescado or something.
B-Boy going to foreign ground right now. You don't see him fly too much here in Combat Zone Wrestling. But Bobby Quance, I think, is going to change his mind. Bobby Quance, the Polish Hammer! The Polish Hammer! Polish Hammer, Chris Hero.
There it is. We saw it.
He may have ripped B-Boy's heart out with that.
This is going to be ridiculous.
Shooting star to the floor! Brilliant move or risky move?
Why on earth, Eric, would you risk that much of your neck, that much of your stomach? Why would you do something like that just to knock a couple of people down? Why not just punch him in the face?
Well, but Chris, you could say that, you could question the man, but he nailed it. He nailed it, and now he is in the driver's seat of the match.
Yeah, but look who's up first.
Look at Excalibur walking around like he just had 20 shots of tequila. And a couple of those knife edge. You're right about Bobby Quance, though. He is that little spark plug. Look at him getting all hot-headed out there now.
They're going over the rail.
You know, this is very typical in CZW, but not very typical from a guy like Bobby Quance.
Whoa, if they're not careful, we're going to be setting up a grudge match later on tonight. Bobby Quance versus Frank Talent.
Hey.
Excalibur.
I don't think anybody's told Frank Talent he was supposed to be dead about 10 years ago.
Here we go. Bobby Quance, let's see how much toll that shooting star press took on him.
That big suplex, and that was brilliant how he followed through with a cover. You see a lot of these younger wrestlers where they have the opportunity to follow through a cover, but they just nail the move and get up and showboat and talk to the fans.
I've never done that in my life.
Never.
Oh, here we go.
And look at how he bridges and hooks the leg, and again. What a brilliant move out of Bobby Quance. Stays on him, hooks the leg.
How tight that bridge was, though? He almost pulled his shoulders up the mat for him.
Yep.
I'm begging you, Bobby Quance, do something.
And Super Dragon and B-Boy immobile at this point.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Bobby Quance, look at that. That is brilliant. How he blocked them. And a couple of those back elbows, and they got to hurt.
Oh, looks all the way through.
That Northern Lights. And again, rolls through.
Oh, there we go.
He's got him hooked like Yuji Katami there, Chris. And he's going to extend that elbow.
He has his feet wrapped around the arm, and
that jumping knee drop.
That's a good counter for the Yuji Katami.
Sure is. And B-Boy on the receiving end of a forearm smash. What a chop.
Oh, is this a violence party?
I think it is.
Oh, maybe not. Partial.
Follows through. B-Boy at the T-bone. You gotta be kidding me, Chris Hero.
No way. No way.
That's it.
I said it before, I'll say it again. B-Boy is a loser.
Oh, I gotta wonder if B-Boy wins the match, who he's going to be gunning for, because I don't know who he likes less, you or Messiah. B-Boy setting up for that Shining Wizard.
Oh, there we go.
He rolls through, Chris.
Step over, toe hold, face lock applied.
The STF in the center of the ring. Elbow drop. Oh, yeah, Chris.
Absolutely. Snap into it.
And I think Excalibur may have seized the day for himself. And right now, I think he really needs to go for a quick pinning move because B-Boy is stunned.
Watch out for Bobby Quance, though.
It looked like a palm strike, kind of hard to see from where we are.
Polish hammer, that was the Polish
Again,
hammer.
roaring elbow, roaring elbow. Clothesline.
His momentum carried him all the way to his forehead.
And he dropped it, just like what happened at Best of the Best 2002. He landed on top of his head. Listen to this crowd, Chris.
You know, I don't see why they're getting this kind of ovation. I don't see them defending the Iron Man title all across the world.
Well, you know what, Chris? These fans appreciate a good match. They appreciate athleticism.
When's the last time Bobby Quance was in the Netherlands, huh?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
When was the last time Excalibur was in Austria? Uh-oh.
Oh, wait a minute.
Driver going for it.
Oh, he's going for the Psycho Driver. He's got him hooked. Psycho Driver. He blocked it. And he blocked it. Shining Wizard. Shining Wizard.
Close to the ropes, Eric. Too close to the ropes.
He missed this moment, Chris. He missed this moment. And Chris, how frustrating is it when you go for your finishing move and it doesn't do the job? How frustrating is it as a wrestler?
I don't know what you're talking about because that's never happened to me, ever.
Couple of knee strikes.
Uh-oh, here comes Super D.
Super Dragon up top. The curb stomp. The curb stomp. And even Chris Hero is on his feet.
Leaping double knee. Uh-oh. I think we're going to see a double stomp to the back of the head, Eric.
I think so.
No!
Double stomp. The curb stomp.
There's no way.
That's going to be it.
Oh!
No! Where did it come from, Chris? Where did it come from? Even that got you on your feet.
Oh, this is in fact the curb stomp right here, Eric Argillo.
This here?
Right here. Watch his face hit the mat. The death of Excalibur.
That is the curb stomp, Chris. He's calling for the end. He's cutting his throat, Chris.
He likes to go for that springboard spin heel kick. Oh.
That B-boy may have ruined the party.
Gary, uh-oh.
Oh,
is this what he used to defeat him in Best of the Best?
Absolutely. The succession of backdrop drivers.
See if he can get him here.
That's exactly what he used.
There really isn't much behind those forms of B-boy.
Deja vu, Chris. Deja vu.
He didn't have enough strength to put him all the way on the top of his head.
I noticed that too. And he's going for it again. Backdrop driver, Chris.
There he goes again.
And that's got to be it. It took 3 at Best of the Best 2002, Chris.
You know, B-Boy has taken way too long to go for the covers.
Absolutely. Robbie Quance nails him. Oh, look at him limping for that.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I am thinking what you're thinking.
Shooting star press coming up.
But again, he had that hurt Achilles tendon. He caught him with a cutter, Chris.
But look, he's not even going for the pin.
Not a smart move. He doesn't have it in him. Excalibur's up. Excalibur's up.
He kicked his ass. He kicked his ass.
Tiger driver, Chris.
Double underhook pile driver by Excalibur.
Excalibur singling for the end. Wait a minute, he was going to cut his own throat.
It's over, it's over.
The cutthroat Psycho Driver. The cutthroat Psycho Driver.
It's over.
That's it. That's it. What a match. What a damn match.
Here is your winner, Super Dragon.
You have to be impressed.
Why do I have to be impressed?
Even the fans are pointing at you. Excalibur cut his own throat by signaling the cutthroat and wound up in a cutthroat and a cutthroat Psycho Driver. They're coming after you, Chris. You could be next. You could be next. Look at them, what happened out there. You gotta give them props. You gotta give them props. They stole the show. It's not about you and Shelly anymore. It's about these four. What, no comments? No comments? Not even saying anything? Chris Hero standing up, taking off his jacket. Not saying a word. No comment? No comment? Nothing? Chris Hero on his feet. Chris Hero making his way to the ring. He's got to be giving these guys props. He's got to be giving these guys props. From one athlete to another. From one athlete to another. He's got to show props. How can you not? And Chris Hero likely going to congratulate Super Dragon. Laying out the Iron Man title. Could you imagine? Chris Hero for Super Dragon? You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be out of your freaking mind! It could happen! He's got his choice! He just pushed Super Dragon! Chris Hero from behind! Chris Hero from behind! Now what the hell is this all about? The man just wrestled a match! The man just wrestled a match! The man just wrestled what arguably the match of his lifetime! This is bull! This is bull, Hero! Get him the hell out of there! That son of a bitch! What a bastard!
Super Dragon! Super Dragon!
Can't let anybody else have the spotlight.
Hey! Consider your challenge accepted.
He never even challenged
See you
him.
tonight, Skip.
He never even challenged him, though. He never even challenged him. Will it happen later tonight? Super Dragon never issued the challenge, but he won winner's choice. What a match. What a matchup. And what a sign of respect by all of these great athletes. What a tremendous matchup.